I'm Laura Ray, and today we're going to talk about BK Beauty. I have been wanting to do this video for a long time because I feel BK Beauty is a company that is so unique. They care about mature women. Lisa J, the creator of the company, the owner, 4 years ago, she opened up BK Beauty. BK stands for Be Kind, also stands for her two daughters, Brooklyn and Kate. And what Lisa does is not only makes amazing products that work for mature women, Lisa also supports a nonprofit called the Kindness Campaign. This nonprofit helps children with social, emotional growth and also promoting kindness. And don't we need more of that? I love supporting a mature woman in our community that makes amazing products and supports children. So I've bought many products from BK Beauty myself, and I'll be sharing some of those today. Also, Lisa recently sent me a set of Angie Hot and Flashy brushes and also some of her new lipstick line. So I thought it would be great to do a video and show you swatches and colors and how they look on me, and also create an eye look together. It was so simple to create this eye look. The Angie Hot and Flashy brushes are amazing. I'll share some of my favorites with you also. I already have my brows done, and we're going to start the look with the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I am just loving this. Now, when you apply your primer, you can do it like this, or you can take the foundation brush from BK Beauty, the 101. This is such a great brush. It's at an angle, and it's great for pushing in the product and getting a really airbrushed look. So I like to do that. I like to, instead of use my fingers, apply it, and then I feel like I get a smoother application when I use a brush. Now, I don't apply this primer everywhere. I mainly do it where I have fine lines and wrinkles, or if I feel an area of my face, the makeup wears off quickly. My nose is the area where the makeup comes off the most, from sneezing or using tissues. So I like to use the primer there, and also my chin, because I have more noticeable pores in the chin area. But I feel like when I use a brush like this, I get a smoother application. Now, this brush I've had a long time. It works beautiful for foundation. That's what we're going to use it for today. It runs $34. That's the retail price. So let's go in today with the Maybelline SuperStay. This is the brand new 24-hour skin tint. It has vitamin C, a vitamin C derivative, they say, and I feel like it spreads beautifully. I'm in the shade 120, and I'm just going to put a little on my hand so you can see the texture of it, how runny it is. This brush is going to put this on beautifully. Now, I put it mainly in the cheek area and then blend out. And what I like about this brush is I can go up under the eye. It's super soft. Doesn't irritate my skin. Some brushes actually irritate my skin. It's that sensitive. And this is just beautiful for applying foundation. I'm loving this skin tint. Now, many of you have said, oh, I can't use that because it has alcohol too high on the ingredient deck. So I would say maybe those of you with dry skin, this would not work. But if you have oily to normal or combination skin, this stays beautifully on my skin during the day. And look at what a great job this brush is doing. And as you can see, I'm not swiping. I'm just patting and sort of pushing in the foundation. Another thing I like about the brush, it's very easy to bring down to the neck. I'm going to put a little that I had left over on the brush and just sort of bring it down the neck so everything blends in. But I've really been enjoying this SuperStay because the weather here has been so hot. And this really does last in the extreme heat that we're having right now. Now I notice I'm not getting full coverage here, so I'll go back with a concealer there or maybe apply a little more product. Now this is an area where I really love to go in with Angie's brush. This is the A506 brush that comes as part of her set, but you can buy them separately. This brush runs $24 and is great not only for the under eyes, but for also these areas that are very difficult to get in with your finger. I can't get in this area very well with my fingers, so I like to take this brush. It's cut on a slant like this, fits perfectly. I sort of have a deepness here around the nose and also for the tip of the nose. That's an area often I will just miss with my foundation. I want to put on one of Lisa's lipsticks while I do my eye makeup. I just love having my lips done. I like to put on either a balm or something while I'm working on my makeup just to hydrate the lips, and her lipstick is so hydrating. It's one of the most hydrating lipsticks I've ever used, and I'm going to put on the shade Grace. This is a nude shade and so beautiful. Watch how it glides across the lips. So easy. This is just such a beautiful formula. It has a very light scent. I would say like a vanilla scent that I love. I'm not a fan of scents, but I do like a slight scent in a lipstick. It's so much more pleasant. Some of the unscented lipsticks I feel give off an unpleasant scent. Now, another thing I love about these lipsticks, they are magnetic. I think that is so cool how they're magnetic to each other. The Luxe lipsticks run $24. I think they're amazing, and I'll be showing you the rest of the shades throughout the video, but I want to show you how great her liner is, which is pretty much the price of a drugstore lip liner. Warm Spice is a shade I use so much. It goes with many of the lipsticks I already own, so you don't have to feel like you can only use BK Beauty with these liners. These liners go with other lipsticks I have in my collection. I love that they're at a slant. You can get such a beautiful, nice line. See how beautiful? And another thing I like to do is blend the edges. I'll add some liner, and it'll give more of an ombre look. Now, I will often fill in my entire lip with the BK Beauty liners and then maybe put a little gloss on top. So this is such an affordable way to do your lips. This runs $12. It is my favorite lip liner. Over a year ago, I bought this palette myself, the BK Beauty True Beauty. I think I heard my friend Mary Ellen from Mary Ellen After 60 talk about it, and her saying it was her favorite palette. She loved it so much that she used it all the time. So I purchased it, and when I saw the shades, I'm like, that is my jam. Those are the kind of shades that I like to use all the time. I'm going to go in first with my e.l.f. This is a primer that I love so much now. It's so affordable. It doesn't give you coverage as far as concealing discoloration in the lids, but it's really thin and it holds on to the shadows. So I'm going to put some of that on. And what I've loved doing is using this from Angie's collection. I'm going to show you Angie's collection today. This was sent to me by BK Beauty, and I just think it's amazing. It's such a great set, and what I love is if you see a particular brush you like, you can buy them individually. You don't have to buy the set. So this brush is a flat brush. This is the A505. It runs $16. And what I like about this is perfect for women like me that have deep set eyes. I can't get my finger into this part of my eye, even my pinky, and because of that, I'll miss spots with my eyeshadow. So this flat brush is so great for getting on the inside like that. And look at how beautifully the primer spread. So I am loving this brush for that. And also when I want to put shimmer on the lid, I can get into those corners, or even concealer. I can just pat into here. I tend to get dark in this section right here. So this flat brush works great. It's also good for going under the brow. I can use the pointed part of it to get right under there if I want to put a little bit of highlighter. But this is such an amazing brush. I never would have thought that I would need a brush like this so much, so I'm glad that it's included with the set. I think it's a brush a lot of people might not think of. This is the 501. This is sort of an all-over brush. This is one of my favorite shape brushes where it's sort of compact in this way and the product doesn't get everywhere. I'm going to start by going into Beam right here. You can tell this palette's well loved. I've used it quite a bit. And this is a good all-over shade. I'm just going to put that on the mobile lid and bring it up. This shade can go even up under the brow. And what I like about it is it's not sparkly. I don't like a lot of sparkle under the brow anymore. I used to do that years ago, but I've sort of stopped doing that. I might add a little bit here at the arch, but I rarely put anything sparkly up under the brows. But this shade really is just one of those all-over shades that gets your eyes prepped for doing the rest of your makeup. Or you could just even now put on liner, mascara, and call it a day, and this would get rid of any discoloration on the lids. This brush here, the 502, is designed to go in the crease. Now, what I love about Angie's set is there are some other brushes I'll show you in a moment that are so tiny. Those of you with a smaller lid space, my oldest daughter, I'm definitely going to buy her this brush set because she has very tiny hooded eyes. And I've done her eye makeup many times, and there's areas that are really hard to get into. So I feel like a lot of women, I know I've lost some eye real estate as I've gotten older. It's hard to get in those areas. So I feel like a lot of makeup brushes that are made are just way too big for our eyes. But this is a nice size right here for my crease. I'm going to go in with this shade Grace. I love the names that BK Beauty picks. I love how this looks in the crease. Everything's really blended nicely. It didn't tug on the skin. Such a soft, beautiful brush. Let's put on a little under eye brightener. I'm going to use the one I love from Half Cake. This is their Star Bright brightener. Oh my gosh, this really will brighten the under eyes. I'm putting a little bit on and going back with the Angie 506 brush. And with this brush, what you want to do is just press in, just like you would with the foundation. Once you have it pressed into the skin, Lisa has said you can do a little more swiping to blend in like this. But when you're first applying the product, you want to press it into the skin. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see how this brightens my skin. I love to use this even on the nose. Now, I watched Angie's video. She has a video, also Lisa does. And Angie, what she likes to do is take the tip, the edge of this brush, because it's cut on a slant. She uses this part to sort of narrow the nose and make it look a little more straight, which I could use because my nose isn't straight. And just right down the middle. Now, I love to use this on my cheekbones. Not only does this brighten the under eyes, but I apply it here on the cheeks because it has no glitter in it. It's just a brightener, and I like that look. I like a brighter look around the eye area, but not too sparkly. So this is perfect for blending that in right along the cheekbone. Well, let's take a look and let's see without it and with it the difference. I think that's worth doing because I definitely look more awake. And this brush does such a great job. And I like that it's a multitasker. I can use it all over, as I've said. So I've found a lot of uses. I also like to use it around the mouth. If I feel like the lipstick gets out of the lip line, I'll go back with my regular concealer and go around the mouth to blend out any leftover lipstick that got out of the lines. Let's put a little on the cheek. This is such a great multitasker too. I love this product. It's thin, it's perfect for mature skin, and it doesn't get into the fine lines and creases that I have. Now, another thing I like to do with this brush is anywhere where I have fine lines and wrinkles, this is sort of my little blur stick. I will go back and sort of stretch out the skin and pounce. And that way, if any foundation or anything seeped into those lines, this will smooth that out. I can see a couple of spots where the foundation creeped into a fine line. I'll go like this, get in the marionette lines, just like that. Now you could also do this with powder. I'm not going to be using powder. I'm going to use my Mally, my Poreless Face Defender. But if you use powder, you could take this brush, put a little bit of powder on, and go back and go like that. There you go. With Angie's set, you also get this beautiful brush. It's a tapered powder brush. I love to use this with bronzer, with blush. I love that it's on a slant. Now, one thing I wanted to add, you can also use this with cream, not just powder. So first I'm going to go in with some powder. I'm going to use my bronzer, my L'Oreal Infallible. This is in the shade light medium. And I'm just going to pat into that and use a little bit of bronzer. I love bronzer any time of year. It just gives so much more of a healthy glow to the skin. Now this one isn't glowy. This is a matte product, which I like. I don't want too much glow. I'd rather build on the glow than get too much on and then try to get it off. I love this for going down the neck. I always add bronzer there. And even on the nose where the sun would hit, like right here, add a little bit. That's how it looks when I go out in the sun. Now I want to show you how this would work with a cream. I'm using a favorite from Undone Beauty. This is such a neat product. It has 3 different shades within this one palette. So you can blend them together. You can use the different shades. I'll go in with the center shade. It's such a beautiful pink, and just tap it right there on the cheekbone. And then let's go in with the 507. The eyeshadow brushes will also work with creams. So if you're like me and you go back and forth, I love cream, I love powder, you can use these brushes for either one. Wow, what a natural, beautiful look. I love this. This brush works so nicely. Usually I blend my cheeks out with a sponge, but I like the way this looks. It just looks like I went outside for a minute. With the heat right now, this would just be a walk to the mailbox. It has been so hot this summer. Beautiful. And I'm just sort of pressing and pouncing in very lightly. I love the way this looks. Now this product too is so affordable. This runs around $10 and you can use it on your lips too. Another favorite brush of mine from BK Beauty is this one. I've gotten so much use out of it. It's the 106 Round Foundation brush. So I've used it often to apply foundation. It's cut differently than the 101. The 101 is on a slant, which I do like, but I found a lot of uses for this, the 106. Today I'm going to use it to apply my Mally. So remember, I've explained before that the Mally, you don't want to dig into it. You just sort of tap like this and the product gets onto the brush and you'll feel like nothing got on, but it will. And then I'm just going to go around the nose and any areas where I know my makeup usually would be shiny or would wear off quickly. The entire set of Angie brushes retail for $125. Lisa runs sales so often. I also have a code that you can use, but I feel these are so worth it. The eye brushes are incredible. I've never used a brush like this 504. This works amazing. I loved how it got in this little area here that was really hard for me to get into. And also, I have to say, this flat brush, I've tried other flat brushes before, but this just seems to be the perfect size and one that I will use constantly. So if the set's not in your budget right now, I would say these two brushes are really incredible. Of course, I love the 506 because, as I've said, I use it for many other things besides the under eyes. So this is another one that I would say is a must. Let's do a lipstick try on. I've already tried on Grace. Let's try on a super bright shade. This one is in Power. I don't typically wear a shade like this, so I'm really excited to try it. I've used sort of similar orangey shades, and many of you have told me, hey, that's your shade, and it's not something I typically wear. So let's try it out. Wow. Now, I sometimes stamp. Don't think that that's because the lipstick doesn't glide smoothly. I just feel stamping the lipstick on can really get into the fine lines, but look at how easily this swipes on. All of us have different shaped lips. Mine are more like a leaf, so I will have to open my mouth to get into the corners. I know some lips aren't shaped that way, so lipstick can be a little more challenging, I think, for me to apply. So then I will open my lips. To get into the corners, but let's take a look at Empower. Now, again, what I would do is I would apply a lip liner also. I love the lip liner. So I would go in maybe with this. Let's try it with the Warm Spice just to really even out the edges. That really gives some definition. I love it. And of course, you could take a brush and blend the edges, but I think this is such a unique shade. Let's try Faith. This is a totally different shade. Oh, wow. These are all so creamy. I love this one. This, I think, would be perfect for fall. What a beautiful shade. Again, these have apricot oil in them, so they just glide across the lips. And I've worn Lisa's lipstick for more than a year, and I can tell you that they stain the lips. So as it wears off, you still have color and you have hydration. I find that my lips are still full of moisture, and this is never drying. I want to show you what I mean. I just wiped off Faith and look at the stain on my lips. This would last all day. I love these kind of shades because I don't often have time to reapply my makeup during the day at work. So I like a long-lasting lipstick. And in a cream lipstick, let's face it, it is very hard to get them to last a long time. So I think this is such a fabulous formula. I want to show you what I just did. I was taking off the lipstick and I added a little Laneige, and look at what a beautiful shade. So even if it wears off during the day, you could put a little lip balm on top and look at how beautiful this looks. The next shade is one that I bought from Lisa right when her lipsticks came out. I ordered it and it's Beauty. It's such a classic pink, so pretty. This shade just makes me happy. I love pink. This goes beautifully with my top today. It would go with anything that I wear to work. So I think this is just a great everyday shade. Let's try on Confident. Wow. Let's see how this looks. Oh my gosh. Look at that. How pretty. For those of you that might be a little resistant to wearing red, I'm definitely one of those people. My husband got me over that because he loves red so much. He sort of motivated me to want to wear red. This is so vibrant. I can think of so many things, like a classic black dress that this shade would just look amazing with. What I found with red lipstick is that the texture matters. I was staying away from red because I felt like my lips looked heavy. It didn't look good on me. Now, a formula like this that's so emollient and has beautiful shine to it really looks great on mature lips. So this is the kind of red that I like to purchase. The last lipstick is Gratitude. Oh, this is like my go-to shade. This is almost my lip color. I have sort of mauvey lips, and this is like almost the exact shade of my lips. I love the way this glides across the lips. What a beautiful shade. I think this is my new go-to. I'm going to finish off the look with this Pink Lady lip liner. And I think that'll just really give my lips a polished look. So there's Pink Lady. I appreciate BK Beauty for caring about our mature community. A lot of makeup companies ignore mature women, especially someone my age, 59 years old. So I appreciate that they always reach out to us and really care. I appreciate all of you so much. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite BK Beauty product, if you've ever purchased one, or share something that you're thinking of purchasing that you think would be great for a mature woman to use. Thank you for all your love and support and kindness, and I'll see you soon.